Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of Irish Esports Collegiate Series. My name is Celtic. I'm joined by Zach again this evening, and we have a banger for you. It is UL Esports versus Twinity, who have been storming up the rankings and on the standings. Both teams are 3-1 right now. We've seen UL perform very well in the past, coming fourth in our series in our summer series last year. So yeah, it's going to be a great game. And we're going to bind. So Zach, what do you think about this one?
Well, I mean, like you mentioned, one team, they've been storming up their rankings. Both of them, according to the scores at least, are standing pretty even in the footing. So whoever does win this, they're going to be definitely getting a leg up in that regard. But Bind, pretty interesting map. Had a couple of changes come through in those last couple of patches since it came back into the rotation. The teleporters being a bit closer, making rotations a bit more easier, I think, for the players is pretty fun. Also, pretty interesting how Asian comps have evolved on it as well. You still do have that double controller meta kind of being like the trademark for this particular map, but aside from that, you do see some evolution. Some teams prefer the double initiator, other teams like to flex it around, going for that double duelist. So it's pretty exciting to see what these teams are going to be cooking up with. And it seems like we're going to be having a double duelist for the attackers, which should be fun. In fact, double duelist on both the sides. All right.
Yeah, double duelist coming out. Not surprised to see the raised jet on both sides. Both of these teams, if memory serves me correctly, UL were a very aggressive team previously, and although they did finish out fourth in the last season, they were a very, very strong side. And I think the only changes we're seeing out of them this time is, I think Hell and Dodo might be different coming in this year. I do want to just quickly, I'm going to bring up their roster from last year. I think Hell and Dodo are the newest players on UL. We obviously have Lifty returning, Nerdy, and Hoomst, who I believe were there last year. And then Twinity is a renamed team. I believe they were the Trinity Ducks last year. And of course we have a bunch of returning members on that team. We have Septic, we have Giant, we have I believe Rockney and Small AI were there last year. Small Al, can't remember if it's an I or an L, but yeah. So both these teams are returning players, similar to what we've seen in our match one matchup with TUD Azure. So this one kind of, as we're getting to the halfway point of the season, because after this match, we're gonna have half the games played, first five matches. So every game from this point on really does matter. Because we already do have two teams that are 4-0 and two teams that are 0-4. So winning these games for these teams that are kind of in contention with each other, 3-1 and 2-2, really matter, because now, of course, we have an 8-slot playoff instead of a 4-slot playoff. But as we get into this first round, some utility traded on early, but not much coming out of it. And there's that new patch that we've seen come out there. The smoke dissipating makes that noise, makes that little animation as well. Makes it a little bit easier to know when those smokes are going to dissipate. Ooh, Strafe comes out from Lifty. Not going to be able to land the shot, though. Just gets information that there's two members waiting there.
Yeah, you also do see that Giant hasn't really put down the utility yet from the race. Paint Chill still in his pocket, though. It does look like the attackers are going to be advancing forward now. Paint Chill's positioned towards the U-Haul to try and take that space, and they succeed. The attackers now have quite a bit of side control, although Lifty's still able to hold strong near U-Haul. A second kill coming through as well from Hell here, and just like that, the plan doesn't even get a chance to go down. As you can already see, the defenders are still fighting for it. Alf able to strike back, but Lifty and Hell find another couple of kills for themselves, and a 3k from Hell will seal the deal on this round. A clean round coming in from the defense. They don't even let that spike get planted, so no extra money for the attackers to play with.
Yeah, great round from them there, Lifty. And Hell, we haven't seen, as I said earlier, we haven't really seen Hell. I don't believe Hell was on this team last year, so going big as a controller on the first round, just gonna secure that one. Guardian bot up for Nerdy. Gonna actually, I was gonna say Hell saving a lot of money, but there comes out the Phantom. And it's gonna be a complete save on the opposite side. No forces coming out here. Bind, of course, being that defensive side, getting that defense early. Ooh, Lifty doesn't even need a gun. Gonna use the Sheriff. Buying Septic really early. But the defensive side here, going aggressive. Lifty, chancing it. Spots Giant and gets another kill with the Sheriff, but gonna get spotted out by Rockney. Or Wani, sorry, apologies. Still having to get used to these names. Dodo now gonna get spotted out. Stinger gets sprayed down. Big spray, not gonna be able to find anything. Lifty's on for free. Huge round coming out from him. Oh, but the chamber
Last player
gonna land
standing.
2 kills back over. So a little bit of damage for 2 headhunter shots, but in the end, gonna be able to recover everything they brought into the round, just losing, I believe, a stinger and a sheriff, so not too bad.
Definitely, and because Lifty did go for just holding onto the sheriff that he had from that previous round, he's gonna be able to upgrade for this one. Seeing him picking up that battle here, this bonus round suddenly looking a little bit more doable for the side of the defense with them having those 2 rifles as well as a guardian into play. It depends on how exactly they're going to be positioning themselves. Are they going to be going aggressive? Pretty interesting to see if that's going to be the case. But at least for the attack, finally a chance. The full buy coming in. You can already see that Alf on the chamber, almost halfway there to the tour de force, could definitely be useful in some of these later rounds that are coming in. And once again, it's a bit of a default play. Aggression though from Lifty. Once again, able to find that first kill and doesn't even take a lick of damage in the process. Just able to get back, reposition, and now looking to re-aggress towards Showers. Giant is waiting here, so this fight could decide how the rest of the round could play out. The Lifty does spot the player, though Giant still holding strong, looking to take the fight. Lifty having some additional backup in the form of Nerdy here. The satchel pushing them back. Giant does know that there's a couple of players here, but he pulls out the painters at the worst time, and Lifty to find a second kill. Quite quiet now. You do see that the attackers, after losing 2 players, looking to figure out maybe push and prod at some other parts of the map, but the problem is that without them getting a pick, it's just impossible for them to really cause any kind of rotations to come in at all. So despite all the noise towards A, you can see that the B players on the B side haven't quite rotated. However, Big Smelly Poo able to take a dump on Dodo here. That will open up the side for business. Whom's still going to be there on site, though, able to find a kill and still playing around the box. Has the backup from Lifty through the TP, and Lifty will find 4 to clean up the round here. The bonus converted convincingly by the defense.
And we are experiencing some technical issues. The stream display, should be fixed. We're just going to throw to pause just to double check that that is up on the stream for you guys. We apologize for the first few rounds. Just have to let the players know what's going on.
Yes, production.
Yeah.
It's
production issues. Yeah, it's fine. It wouldn't be an Irish stream without some production issues. These players, of course, don't mind us throwing it to a quick pause just while we get that sorted. We do believe it's sorted. I'm just waiting on confirmation from our producer to make sure everything's all good to go, and then we'll be hopping back in. We apologize for not being able to see the couple first rounds, but what we've mainly seen up to this point is just Lifty going insane, currently sitting 9-1, just going very aggressive on that jet. It's a shame that you guys missed it, but hopefully it should be fixed now.
Is it a 3K and a 4K?
A 3K and a 4K, yeah, in the second and third round. Lifty is going to be very upset about that one, but not much we can do. Are we all good to go? Okay, we are good to go. Timer is reset. Okay, just let the players know. There we go.
Well, I mean,
we're getting back into this one. It's unfortunate that you just didn't get to see the 3 and the 4K, but at least we're back.
yeah, I can vouch that it was very spicy. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more of that coming in from Lifty because he seems quite warmed up for this particular game as we head into the next round. So to recap for what you missed, it was 3 rounds in a row won by the defense, including that bonus round. So once again, the economy in a bit of a dire spot here for these attackers. Sheriffs, bit of an awkward buy. Once again, Lifty looking to fight early on here through the brim smoke, spraying away. Will be falling back though, and you do see that at least the defenders are able to take some space here. That said, this Bucky, it hasn't done too much. It's just Lifty finding the kills all the way. 3 already on the round, looking for a little bit more. A 4th. Will he get the ace? That's gonna be the question. No, whom steals it away? But that's another 4K for Lifty. I wish you could see. How many kills does he have at this moment? I'm very curious about that.
13
Easy.
They there's only 4 kills on the side of Twinity. 3 of them are on Alf and 1 of them is on Big Smelly Poo. And yeah, so far this game, which we assumed would be close, is kind of showing to be a bit of a mismatch. But again, that comes down to, you know, preparation and the map itself. We've seen players like Lifty and Nerdy do so well in previous seasons. And I believe we've actually seen this team, or members of these teams, play against each other before, and it was a lot closer. So it could just be nerves on the day, you never know. But at the moment, Lifty is just showing up and destroying, and Whom's going big with an early kill.
Able to take down the Jet once again, just denying the space for the attack with the Brim Smokes coming down as well. It's almost impossible to just advance into sight. You do see some utility coming down, the paint chills included, but oh my god, Dodo, just a shot through the smoke, finding that kill, absolutely bonkers here. That will once again bring it down to a 5v3. This is like the third round in a row where that seems to be the case, and now Dodo looking to get aggressive, playing with the shorty, and the smoke does push out, will be punished for it at the very least, but does a decent chunk of damage. Lifty still on the hunt, spots the shoulder, will shut down Rockwini, and now it's just 2 players remaining inside that hookah. The TP gets taken as well. Additional pressure being applied by Nerdy, and Nerdy will find both of the remaining kills to bring them to 5-0. It's like you said, just domination coming in so far, and I think that the duelists for the side of the defense, it seems like they're just cosplaying the attackers with how aggressive they've been playing throughout this map. Now we're going to be seeing the operator come through, a further upgrade on the Cypher of all players, but hey, I mean, if you can just hit blind shots through the smoke, that's exactly who you want to have on that weapon, I suppose.
Yeah, and with how dominant they've been, having the, you know, you don't really, well, they could put the op on Lifty, but with how aggressive Lifty is playing, keep putting the op on Sentinel is completely fine in this position, just go aggressive. But Seb, ready for it, actually takes down Dodo, and that is an op possible for recover. There's no one here to stop him.
Smoke.
So should be able to get that op for free. Maybe you'd be able to do something else in this round, either save it, bring it into the next one, or just try to get anything they can. Alf, with the tour de force, manages to get one onto Hell, and so far this round is looking great for Twinity, starting to come back into this one. It's now a 2-1 split, with most of the members of UL sitting over towards that B site, just rotating Lifty back and forth, awaiting something to happen, but the spike starting to head towards B. Nerdy trying to reposition as well, moving up into Hookah, or into Lamps, as Hookah starts to get taken. Dog now gonna give away some information. Nerdy gets a refrag onto Giant though, over towards A. They've sold the fake. It's all gonna be on Who's here to go big. Not checked in the corner.
Oh no.
Oh no. Punch gets 2, gets 3. Oh no, it's a disaster. Who's going huge. Nerdy jumped out of the teleporter with the tour de force, or not the tour de force, I think it was the show, no, didn't use the showstopper, just double satchel out of the teleporter with the boom bot, and the boom bot actually finds Alf, and a round that looks so good for Twinity falls apart so quickly.
The true magic of trigger discipline, and very unfortunate that Bixbilly Poo didn't exactly manage to catch sight of what was the player tucked away in the corner. That was very smart as well if you think about it, because I do believe that this guy's position was noted by the Trailblazer, so he was quick to reposition, held his trigger discipline, and was rewarded with a nice solid triple kill here. Now Hell looking to get aggressive towards Showers, will get spammed down, takes some chip damage, but able to get away without too much damage being done to his HP here. That said though, I think that despite this double duelist, for the attackers, they're just not able to take a lot of this crucial space, especially with how aggressive Lifty and Nerdy have been, respectively. Now, Nerdy, and once again able to find that kill towards Showers, has a showstopper in his pocket as well. There's just no space that's being taken by these attackers without players falling down.
Yeah, Smelly managing to get one early. Nerdy quick with a refrag though. Site has been taken, other than Lifty holding that Lamp's angle. Another full rotation coming out from them. Seekers are ready from Whomst, and they now are going to be running into this full Cypher setup. The Cypher not dying as early as they did in the last round. Gonna have to take this one down, but early pick coming onto the Cypher is huge. Completely just gives them access to the site. And now the retake has to come in, 2 versus 3. They do have the ultimates available. Seekers have gone out from A main. It's going to take a little while for them to get there, but it's going to clear. Oh, they're actually going to time out before they can even get close to the site. Whomst using them a bit prematurely. Trying to spot at 1, but finally Twinity get on the board.
That was a nice way to bounce back into it as well, despite them losing their controller, I believe. Or no, was it their chamber? Their chamber early on. So them being able to just play together, really get those trades. And now you're going to be seeing them upgrade to that operator as well. Also, very good calling coming out. I think as soon as the TP was taken by Whomst, if I'm not wrong, they were quick to just run over to that B side, and them finding that frag onto the Cypher Dodo, who was peeking that angle widely. that kind of just opened up the side for them. Now, despite all of those rounds, you do see the economy getting chipped away here for the defenders. And with the showstopper in Giant's pocket, it could be the all that they really need to get them jumping into side along with the Blade Storm. You can see them going forward off the back of it, along with the Orbital Strike to cut off U-Haul. They spot out the Brimstone. They know exactly where one player is, and Big Smelly Poo is on the hunt here, able to find a kill all the way into spawn. That's going to be where that showstopper goes. A second kill to come through from Alf as well, a third from Giant. There's just so much damage being done across the board here in this round, and suddenly it seems like the attackers, they've woken up.
Yeah, great execute from them, using those ultimates to gain as much space as they possibly can. Orbital Strike over towards the backside, but the round isn't over yet. Lifty now with that operator, trying to see what they can find. Big Smelly with the Blade Storm. It's going to come down to timing. Spots him. Op goes wide. They're just dueling here. Not going to be able to find much, but finally the op shot lands. Only going to result in one kill. Timer is ticking down. It looks like they're opting for a save here, just trying to get as many exits as they can. And it's a great decision from the side of UL. They already have a lot of money, or actually they've whittled down their money over the last few rounds, losing a good few members on these saves, even though they won out the round. So still enough money for their members to buy, but saving that off in that round will definitely going to help with their economy. In the meantime, the 2 rounds that Twinity have managed to secure has actually bolstered their money quite a bit. 5k sitting on 3 members. Now our Rock is going to have to drop 1 gun, so going to drop down to 2k, but still looking great for them so far. And yeah, they just looked like a different team for the last 2 rounds. They got a little bit of confidence in the previous round, and then that last round they just used all of their ultimates, taking whatever they can, grabbed a lot of space really early, caught them off guard with the pace, I think, and the execution. Dodo gonna get flashed, knows it's come on long, goes for the wide swing, spots 4, and does the right thing and turns and runs with the jet dash over on top. Gonna get spot out by Hoomst. And now that Cyber Cage doing so much work to stop them from getting onto the site.
Yeah, huge backup there coming out of Hoom. So you could see that they were hoping for the Cypher to possibly be alone, hunt him down, take him out of the equation very quickly. Instead, though, it's going to be Giants to find an opener. Pulls out the showstopper, but gets taken down by Dodo very quickly here. At the end of all of this chaos, it's going to come down to a 2v2. It does look like the attack still want to aggress on the site. They know that they found a couple of kills here. They know that there's at least 1 player towards CT. And it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this is going to play out. Blade Storm going to be popped right now, but Lifty goes down here. Rock1 able to take and find that kill. It's all gonna come down to Hooms, but in that 1v2 only finds 1 before Alf finds that trade refrag here. You can see him looking at the operator, debating whether he wants it, but like you mentioned, the change of pace has been serving the attackers quite well here. I think that them defaulting for so long really just let Lifty and Co push the envelope, just get aggressive, find those early kills. Now though, with how proactive the attack is being, it's the defense forced to play a little bit more on the back foot here, kind of relying on their setups instead of that aggression that has been their trademark, and their economy, it's kind of on its last legs. In fact, I think one of the players was forced to buy a Marshall for this round.
Yeah, as they go back towards this A hit now, Flash is going out for information, doesn't catch anyone. And they actually have, I believe it's Lifty over towards, Showers. Look at the amount of space Lifty has been able to gain here with this Vandal. Will spot out Alf just now. Oh, the timing doesn't work out in Lifty's favor. It's a great pick coming out from Alf, who's been doing so well for this Twinity side. 11-7 now, really holding their team together. As the smokes start to dissipate over towards this A main position, and more space being gained on the opposite side of the map.
Cage triggered.
Dodo with the Marshall was holding down long, but that boombot, it was gonna clear him, so forced to reposition with the help of that Cyber Cage. Still does have Nerdy on the side for some additional backup. A tripwire towards Hookah as well to play off of here. Now for the attackers, they're gonna have to get into sight before too much time abates, because if they're gonna save that execute for the last couple of seconds, there is an orbital strike available here for UL to be able to deny that plan from really going down. So it does seem like they're looking to get aggressive right now, pushing towards that A side. Big Smelly Poo aggressing towards Hookah, knows that there is at least 1 player here, and you can see Hell falling back. He knows he has the orbital strike, that it's going to be important. I'm not sure if he's going to be investing it. Does put it down finally, but the plan still goes through. The spray from Hooms, though, that's going to find Rock1E, so that's going to bring things back down to a 4v4. Now, with that orbital strike out of the equation, they're going to have to manually re-clear this U-Haul. They do have the Seekers, though, to play off of here, and despite the wallbang dink, it's still going to be Big Smelly Poo to find that kill. A huge start right now. Backup available from the chamber as as well. Whom's trying to aggress forward, but instead it's just all the kills going the way of the attack. Just it's one player left. Nerdy in a 1v4 finds the first, gets the second, but not able to do too much more. 6-4 right now. A resurgence to come out of the attack.
Yeah, great play from them. This is a completely different team than we've seen in those first 6 rounds. Obviously, the stream missed the first 3 rounds, and it was just looking like UL were going to just run away with it. And, like, we seen Hell and Lifty just going huge in those rounds, not getting taken down. Lifty got 2 4Ks in the first 3 rounds, and then all of a sudden, it's completely just fallen apart for them. The site takes coming out from the side of Twinity are just looking way more structured. The changes of pace just keeping them off guard. And I think the positioning coming out from some of the UL members, they won those rounds by getting overly aggressive, catching Twinity off guard. And now Twinity know that they're going to do it. They're playing so far back. They're playing a nice default slowly. You know, we saw in the previous round, you know, Alf catching out Lifty, pushing up showers when they really shouldn't have been. And that just opens the floodgates for them to hit on the opposite side of the map. And this round, we're seeing a change from UL, playing a kind of a sit back with Lifty, playing actually over towards B this time in still a slightly aggressive position, watching for this. The dog didn't see Lifty. This can be huge. Oh, Lifty gonna reposition in Cyber Cage. Oh, great play from Lifty to just play around that Cyber Cage. Managed to catch 2, but Seb able to get 2 back in response. Who's now with the flash. Gonna have to try catch whatever he can. Spots out 1, spots out a second, but can't get the shot to land. Back to a 2 versus 2 now. Seb has looked so good in this round so far. Another flash gonna catch him. But Seb now with a 4K. 1v1 versus Hell. Hell only a Spectre in hand. 7 HP on Seb though. It's gonna be a tough one to win. Sound gonna be made. Gonna give time for him to reposition. I think he knows that he's gonna go through the TP. The timing, the Brimstone is so aware. Was he far out? Was he too far? Did he not hear the TP?
10 seconds
I think he didn't hear the TP because he moved back towards spawn.
Unlucky. So Seb should be able to get a plant here. Going to be playing aggressive. In fact, you can see him backing all the way towards that backside. That's going to hide him from heaven unless you do have the Brim checking here. In fact, Seb going to be playing aggressive. Spots out the head. Not able to get the kill done with 7 HP. He has to get a headshot. Has to finish as soon as possible. Just trying to play and get that position. But unfortunately, Hell able to corner him out. No ace, no clutch. Going to be coming through for Seb. But a nice attempt nevertheless. Finally, after 4 rounds in a row, it will be the defense to grab one back in their favor. That said, though, really nice attempt to come out of Seb. I think that throughout that round, he was the one finding the trades, finding a lot of these crucial kills to really get them onto site. And in that 1v1, if he had hit that first shot, that would have been the coolest ace clutch ever to come through. But so close, but not quite materializing here. 7-4. There's still a chance to tie to make it 7-5. On Bind, that's a pretty good scoreline if you are on that attacking side. So I think if they can win this final round, it's going to be a nice ending for them. But they're going to have to deal with not just the neural theft on Dodo, but also the Showstopper, which has recharged for Nerdy here.
And here comes early Showstopper. Nerdy spots out 2. Oh, the teleport saves him, but not for very long. It was a great Showstopper. Manages to save himself from going on that Irish Collegiate Rosa counter.
Gotcha.
Rockwinny gonna find 1 back as a response, but it's a I don't know about burning the ultimate there. Gonna use that one. Last round of the half, so just had to try get whatever he can. Didn't get any damage with it. Now with the neural theft, gonna give away his position. Has all the players hunting him down. Has to try isolate some angles here, but it's just too many players to deal with. And it's gonna be an 8-4 coming out of UL.
Really nice ending to the half here. Have a nice lead for sure. 8-4, pretty good half. But that said, it was 6-0 at some point. So you do see the other side fighting back to boot. I think that what's going to be important is this pistol round, because the defense, they really don't want to let Lifty and Co get to 10, get to those double digits. Always a bit more difficult to come back from that point on here. That said, though, I'm excited to see how exactly this attack is going to play out, because Lifty has been hyper aggressive so far on the defender side. So I'm very intrigued to see how fast these executes are going to be, or are they going to be going for more of that standard default play that we saw come out in some rounds from the opposite side. Going to be pretty interesting to see how this double duelist combination does work out, since both Nerdy and Lifty have been popping off today.
Yeah, we see how dominant they were pressure on these opening rounds on the opposite side. And again, Lifty with these pistols is looking insane. Taking down Big Smelly to start this one off, and I believe it was a 3K in the first pistol for Lifty. Trying to repeat that once again. And if they can get this 3-round string that they were able to get in the previous half, they'll already be up to 11. So
they found my trap.
It's really on Twinity here to be able to stop this aggression, but already Spike going down, 4v5.
Healing over here.
It's gonna be hard to retake into this one with those brimstone smokes up the past so long. Pushing through the smoke. Dodo though manages to get one. And now Alf gonna get one back as well. But the trades are coming in from the side of UL. And it's all down onto Rockwanee, who's had a slow game so far, 3-10 currently. Has to find 3 remaining members. Manages to get the first though. Can he find more? But the time is being ticked down by the remaining members. Wide swing from Whooms. The clock is gone though. Just trying to save that ghost. No time for the defuse. Trying to get the whole points, but unfortunately not able to get it.
I like how Hooms was just jumping and running around. He knew all he had to do was keep that defuse from being tapped for the next few seconds. Very smart, pragmatic play to come out. That said, though, we were talking about Lifty and Nerdy, and I think that was a 2K for Lifty, and Nerdy found one as well. So just the duelists being able to do the damage here. 33 kills between the both of them. I think that's more than the rest of the opponent team has put together. Definitely a testament to how aggressive and efficient these duelists are being at finding these opening picks. I think after this game is over, I would like to see that scoreboard to see how many first splits Lifty has in his pocket. Once again, looking for a little bit more. This time with the judge to find 2. The third in fact coming through as well. Rockwinnie playing up close and personal, just not expecting to get checked. Alf, the only one to find that kill with the headhunter, has to hit the headshot, but nope, it's just gonna be Lifty all the way here. One remaining player on the flank does get detected, the cage coming through, and Lifty, will he get his ace? That's the question on everyone's mind at this point.
Yeah, the ace has been denied from him so far in this game. He's looking for it though. Only a judge in hand, gonna spot out Seb, has to try get closer. He wants to get that judge ace though. And it will be the first ace of the night coming for Lifty. 2 4Ks and an ace so far, 25 kills in 14 rounds. Lifty just putting on a show for us.
Yeah, there's nothing as mental breaking as getting aced by a judge, but hey, that was an anti-eco round, so pretty much expected. Par for the course here. For this bonus though, Lifty does have that Blade Storm ready, so another tool in his arsenal to try and shred the opponents with. That said though, 10-4, this is kind of the last chance for the defense to jump back into this right now. Alf, of course, having a fantastic game so far, but the rest of the team, they're gonna have to wake up as well to try and bring this back from the cusp, because only 3 rounds stand between Victory and the attackers here. Now looking to push quickly into this B side. There are 2 defenders waiting around here. Nerdy spots out 1 player towards long. Lifty gonna be dashing into side. Judge still in hand, but it's just the bait and switch play. Alf now the only player trying to hang around towards long, towards elbow, sorry, doing a little bit of damage. TP gets taken.
Lifty's just rushing into elbow. Alf manages to catch it though. But there's already a player pushed up, ready to try counter him once again, try to push him out of that corner. Oh, but damage onto Whooms. 1 HP remaining. That's so unfortunate for them. And now down to a 1 versus 3. Satchel's just trying to push them off. 1 player going to be taken down. Spike enemy remaining. Oh, the spam through the wall. He doesn't opt to stick it. They don't know.
Oh no.
1 HP. Oh no, this could come down. There's no way.
No way.
Who manages to get a 1v4, 1v3 clutch? I think it was a 1v4 clutch.
We're not done.
1v3 on 1 HP.
1 HP. Oh my god, this game just doesn't stop to amaze me. And again, as I said, if they get that 3-round stretch coming into this half, they're gonna be up to 11, and this is where there's no more mistakes can come out of Twinity. They have to try and make something happen. They have a little bit of an eco buy. Giant's gonna pick up that Bucky. But
Get out of my way.
Alf. Oh no. Oh, what a no-scope coming out of Alf. What is going on? Nasty flick from him with the tour de force. Has to try find something else.
Still does have.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying he still does have it repositioned as well towards Showers, able to find that second kill onto Dodo as he tries to get onto site. Now knows that the player is elevated up there. Nerdy finds a kill, but refrag to come through. Now just 2 players left. Hell doing the damage. It's a 2v3 situation. Spike drops inside U-Haul, but Nerdy is able to retrieve it. The problem is that the cross is still being watched here by that Tour de Force, so it's just going to be so difficult. Alf with the 3rd kill on the round, really being the hero here, and a satchel to find that final kill. No more mistakes is what you asked for, and it's what you receive. A Thrifty to materialize to keep the defense still up and fighting here, but these 2 rounds have been just so back and forth. First a 1v3 clutch on 1 HP, and now an eco round that's won off the back of a tour de force from Alf. Really impressive to see. Alf, of course, in the battle here for MVP quite still, 21 kills, now having the money to upgrade to the operator to boot. That's it though, there is that neural theft available for the opposite side, so if they can find that early pick that they've been pretty successful at so far in this attacking half, that neural theft might be enough to really get them that early information that they can use to push in. In fact, they're just running in right now with the help of that stun. It's gonna be Lifty to find that opening. Big Smelly Poo able to find a quick refrag though. Still in the smoke, it's gonna be Big Smelly Poo to find a second kill to boot. Dodo getting a little bit too aggressive. Nerdy towards the shower, watching, does hear the TP, takes down Giant, so that will bring things back down to a 3v3. Still does have the pain chills, will invest it, but Big Smelly Poo looking for a little bit more damage possibly. Not quite able to connect the shot though, and it's gonna be the classic to take him out. Now it's just Alf versus the world. 2 players remaining, one of whom is low, both towards U-Haul here, and I think that Alf might expect it. All he has to do is connect these shots, but it's gonna be very, very difficult. Switches over to the Vandal to make the retake look a little bit more easier. Still has some time to work with, but not exactly sure where they're gonna be coming from. The flash hits him full in the face, still able to dodge for a little bit, finds the first kill, but Hell will trade him out, and that will be match point for the attack.
Yeah, it's 12-5 now. UL trying to just put an end to this one. They had a good start to the first half and then got a bit countered by the side of Twinity. They're now just trying to put that nail in the coffin, finish this one out strong with that 13-5. As you said, Alf has been doing his best to try keep his team in this game. 23-14 now on that chamber, but it hasn't been enough. They need, the rest of Twinity really need to start stealthing up, backing up their teammates. And now aggressive long play coming out from the side of UL will be detected by Seb.
I've got your trail.
And the rotation's now coming in as well. Seeker's going to go out, jet dashing early on. The Brim Smoke is actually going to save Seb for the time being as they now start to push in, but Hell going to get caught.
No.
Or Alf, sorry, going to get caught underneath window. Seb is going to find one response. So there's that neural theft that you mentioned in the previous round. Rockwinnie going to only have a judge. And the Blade Storm as well from the Jet here. 4 versus 3. File finds 2. Dodo finds 1. It's falling apart for Twinity. They only have limited utility into this round. Time is also running out for them.
Last player standing.
Lifty gonna find a huge kill onto Giant, and now it's all down onto Seb. He's had a few good rounds in this half. Finds the first. They don't know where the Brim is, but the Seekers. Great, perfectly timed for Seb. Has to try to find this kill. They're just playing so coy. They're just trying to stay alive and waste as much time as they can. And they do it. They managed to take down Twinity and go up to that 4-1 position.
13-5, quite a dominant showing coming out of UL here, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Lifty is behind it. But it was a team effort as well, because you did notice the utility that really made it possible for Lifty to take all that kind of space. Of course, Nerdy as well backing him up. 6 first bloods for Lifty here. 27-10 was the final score for him, so definitely had quite a banger of a game there, as promised. But the rest of the team, they're not really behind, and I think that overall, that entire game was a roller coaster from short to finish. Whether it was the Judge Ace coming in, the 1 HP clutch, or that Thrifty that Alf made possible, I think that despite the scoreline, it's still, some of these rounds were way too close for comfort.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm just taking a look at some of the other scores that we've seen from this evening. There was a couple of big matches. Actually, if I just pull up my little doc I made like a little thing for myself to know which games really are the big ones for today. So the 2 of them are still going on. TUD Azure and QUB Storm is still going on. That one is a big game because both of the teams are 4-0. TUD are currently undefeated since last year or last semester.
And then QB Storm have just come up out of nowhere with Vanquish and Synth and are trying to take them down. So I'm curious to see who the winners of that match is. Actually, I may be able to see what the current score of that match is. But I believe it's Miryu's team. Yep. That game is currently 11-7, and it's actually still quite close. So we're gonna have to see what comes out on top there. And then UCDA versus NCIA is also another big game tonight. That game's still ongoing, but we've seen a couple of games finish already. TUD Ivory lost to UL, UU. What other games are done? TUS beat TUD Prismatic, and Belfast Met beat DCU. So Belfast Met are actually, I think, gone 4-1 now as well. They were looking really good from when we watched them. I believe it was last week. So there's some good games gonna be coming up, and of course that is the halfway point for us now. 5 games done, 5 games coming up, or 5 games to go. So this is where these teams really need to start racking up victories, because as we said at the beginning of the stream, there's 8 slots this year, not 4. So there's a lot to play for, and currently there's a lot of teams that are in that kind of 3-1, 2-2 grouping, and some of them have won games by default, some of them have fought their way to get there. So it's going to be on them this week and next week to get as many wins as possible, so that when you get to week 5, you've basically almost already qualified, or you have already qualified. And I know I haven't done the maths on any of this. I don't know if TUD or QUB, if they win tonight, if they've qualified. I think it has to be like 6 or 7 wins to possibly qualify them guaranteed. There's definitely always a chance that they could fall out through to tiebreakers. But so far, this season is looking like insane, and this double best of 1 system is amazing for seeing like a lot more banger matchups all the time. So we're going to throw it to a break. We have to wait for the rest of the games to finish. So it could be a slightly longer break. We were one of the first games to finish. But once they are done, we will have an announcement in the Twitch chat and on Twitter to let you guys know what game we're going to be doing next. My vote is for hopefully whoever the winner of TUD versus QUB against whoever they get put up against, because I think that'd be a banger game. But yeah, we're going to throw it to a break, and we will see you guys back very shortly.